Warning, spoilers are present in this podcast.
Third World Cinema Club.
Hello, welcome to the Third World Cinema Club. I'm DJ Ramones from RiversDelay.net, and we have with me Princess.
Hi, this is Princess Kino of Film Police Reviews.
We also have Tristan.
Hey, I'm Tristan, Zinampan of Gotham City, among many things.
Emerging from the shadows.
I'm vengeance.
We also have Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim, ang makalat niyo pong reviewer.
Wow.
Ooh. And the host we deserve, but not the one we need right now. John is not with us right now.
I believe in John Tawasil. Hashtag I believe in. Ay, sa dollar take pala yun.
Do you bleed? So tonight, we're going to talk about Matt Reeves, the Batman. And hindi ako magaling mag-host.
Naput on the spot.
On the spot na hot seat ako eh.
We just decided
ano ba
on
yan?
this mga 5 seconds ago. Gano.
Sige, how do you start?
Describe natin si the Batman for context.
Sige.
Or
Let's do ang tawag dito, a manifest, a synopsis of the of the film. So si Jim will describe the film in 30 seconds. So
Uy,
timer
ano to?
starts now.
hot seat na naman.
Sabi nga ni Robert Pattinson, crazy, sexy, cool. Oh.
Wow.
Done. 5 seconds.
Check.
Siguro, let's go over the plot a bit without spoiling. Ano ba? Without spoiling. So, who wants to do it?
Ako na lang.
Sige, go, Princess.
So in Matt Reeves, the Batman, so it's aptly titled as the Batman, we find Gotham City told in a detective style, kind of Zodiac type era in which, Fincher-esque way in the manner of Seven and Zodiac, starring Robert Pattinson as the Batman, the Dark Knight. And he is joined by similar casts, not cast, but similar characters, like James Gordon, played by James Whitley. Tama ba? James Whitley.
Hindi, si
Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey Wright, yeah.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright of Westworld.
Right. Yan, of Westworld, yes.
Character niya sa Hunger Games.
Yes.
Tama na? BT.
Oo. And we also have Alfred, his butler,
Andy
played
Serkis.
by
On
Andy
the
Serkis.
circus. A Matt Reeves collaborator.
Yes.
Apes
From Planet of
together.
the Apes.
Strong.
And we also have a new Catwoman in the form of
Zoe Kravitz.
Our
The former
VMX
Catwoman.
crush. Our VMX crush, Zoe Kravitz.
I nako, later. And lastly, a villain who has not been resurrected since the 1990s and is now back in Paul Dano's eerie portrayal of the Riddler. So, yun. So basically, that is the Batman. 2022's IDC's first 2022 offering. So since I did the summary, I guess you guys should tell me or tell us or the audience what your thoughts is. I guess let's start it with Tristan. Ako interested dito to know.
Sige.
Kasi you're a comic book fan, you know.
Resident geek.
Sige. Sige, let's try to encapsulate what happens sa Batman and para my thoughts about it. So sabihin natin, okay, what would be the different attack? Kasi I think if you look at WB and DC in general, parang ang Batman, it's one of their cash cows. Like, you always have to churn a new Batman each generation. So from the 90s, namatay lang, di ba, there was Tim Burton's Batman, which slowly devolved talaga term ko into Joel Schumacher's Batman. So there they played the parang the gothic, ang tawag doon, yung parang very Tim Burton ano tawag din yung mga whimsical
parang
gothic na whimsical na it became even more whimsical when it came to Schumacher. And then after basically killing the franchise, it was rebooted by si Christopher Nolan, who made it into a crime film basically. And then right now, what we're getting, siguro the difference in Attack, instead of make it like a crime action thriller, ito naman, it's crime by way of noir. So alam mo yun, we barely see the city in the day. It's all night, rainy, grimy, very noir. So under those merits, what did I like about it? So I think si Matt Reeves, he was able, kasi for me, I'm trying to articulate myself on the spot here. Pero for me, as a comic book fan, yes, the Nolan films were super good. Pero you have to also note na it was a fresh take which kind of removed some of the notable aspects of Batman. So si Matt Reeves coming into the franchise, he specifically said, I want to focus on him being a detective, him being very cerebral. So yung attacking ginawa niya, he wanted to make a comic book film that's basically a noir na ala Seven or and Zodiac, like you mentioned nga, yes. So I think under those merits, like creating an engaging story, but at the same time highlighting yung mga skills ni Batman that were not shown in previous films, I think this succeeded very well. I heard someone tweet, sorry, ang haba ng intro ko, preamble, kasi on the spot eh. So I think I saw a tweet saying na the Nolan films were really good films, pero this might be the best Batman adaptation. So I partly agree to that, na parang I really like the Nolan films. I would still put The Dark Knight above, pero this would be like a close second or third kasi it showed us a different side, and then it really drilled down on ideas. Not yung alam mo in a way kasi diba the concept of Batman, when it was created in the 30s ba, tama, 30s 20s, it was like a rich white guy who was basically doling out his form of justice. So right now we have, kumbaga right now may introspection into that topic. So while it is also a more cerebral Batman, it also goes both ways. Cerebral siya in his way of finding villains, in his way of tackling villains, pero it's also it's also a commentary on what drives a person to do that. So parang we have a more emo Batman, we have a more brilliant Batman in a way. And then, syempre, to do that, you also have to have an engaging villain. So, sorry, ang dami ko sinabi, pero siguro just the TLDR version, I really like it kasi iba yung atake niya, and the attack was also fresh. And we got a lot of comic book elements na more grounded, but still, you see the effort to adapt it in a way that finds the right balance between comic book and crime noir.
Ako, sorry, go.
Related lang din sa may nakita din kasi akong tweet na nagsabi na life is just a series of darker and darker Batman adaptations until it relevant siya kasi medyo dark yung I mean, question din siguro kay Tristan ka dun sa comics na in a way siya yung best adaptation kasi siya yung nakaka-capture talaga nung Dark Knight. I mean, mas deserve mo nga nung Dark Knight.
Well, arguably, if you talk about darkness, mas dark yung kay I mean, in a way, darker yung ginagawa dati ni Keaton, na parang
Keaton.
Talagang wapatay. And then even yung kay Snyder, it's more of a brutal lang eh. Pero I think this one kasi, it's really it's also looking at yung mental state niya eh. Kasi obviously what a person who's doing vigilante justice and basically doing it for the sake of punishing criminals is not right in the head, diba? Dressing up as a Batman. So
yes.
I like how ang daming nuances of this character. I think we can do mild spoilers without going into plot details. Pero kasi it's not as hindi nga siya I wouldn't put it as okay. It's embracing the darkness of Batman kasi it does so in ways that are not present in the comic book eh. Kasi sa comic books may pagkaka-valorize na okay, si Batman sa hero, we should side with him. While this one actually questions na tama ba ginagawa nito kasi like
Are you okay?
'di ba? Oo, kasi 'di ba often we hear na dito kina-question pa nga na okay, you are quote unquote saving these people pero for who? Is it really for them or is it just for you? So you have that level of of interrogation eh. So I think what when people say na they like how this tackles the comics, it's because kunwari, it doesn't shy away from adapting si Penguin and si Catwoman. It adapts the comic booky elements pero in a way that's also grounded. Kasi while ang ginawa ni Nolan, it's like, okay, let's do a crime film first and then sorry, let me backtrack. Ang ginawa ni Nolan, okay, let's do a crime film first and then let's just see how we can tie this to the Batman. And ito, what I felt naman here is that, okay, what are the elements of Batman and how do we adapt it? And may making sense. Parang may ano siya may vice versa approach siya. Though I'm sure naman Nolan, kasi in Nolan, you can take it more as a straightforward action film. Ito parang kita mo pa rin yung comic booky elements niya in a different way than what Marvel does.
I think
feel free to question me. Di ko...
Ay, carry lang. Ako, alam mo, guys, to be honest, I've been trapped in that cinephile era na we have to be mad at Nolan for interpreting the Batman. But I was one of its fans. I mean, I still am.
Why do we have to be mad though? I mean, I think hindi naman...
Kaya nga parang sabi, kasi parang may nabasa ako before na nagalit yung creator kay Nolan for doing that. Pero for me, kasi nga, di ba, if kagaya na sinasabi ng mga comic adaptation filmmakers, you don't have to read the comics kasi they really have to change it for cinematic purposes. Pero what I'm trying to point out then is in this adaptation ng Batman, na-connect ko yung alam kong Batman from my childhood, which was the animated series. And yung parang style nga ni Matt Reeves na, okay, he can actually piece every aspect of the story into something socially relevant, which I guess we can get into a bit later. Plus, siguro ako, ang aking katry lang na i-share sa episode na to is not just my adoration for Pattinson, pero kasi I've followed his career even before he started Twilight. So alam ko yung evolution ng career niya or what.
Cedric Diggory.
Cedric Diggory, The Haunted Airman, mga ganyang emerald niya, mga indie films niya. So alam mo yun, it's a really nice collaboration also. Kasi between the Batman actor and the filmmaker, I guess. Kasi parang I've read interviews from him naman, yung inspiration niya for his portrayal was sila Kurt Cobain. Yun nga, very psychological yung kanya, yung attack niya na parang he didn't portray it as very valiant na atawag dyan? Na parang mayaman siya in the day, sa gabi, he's fighting crime people, ganyan, or criminals, ganyan. Hindi niya ganun pinartray. Parang kahit umaga, he's still hiding in the shadows. He's trying to live like
a reclusive Batman.
Oh, he's not trying to be. Oh, hindi siya yung parang paglabas ko I have to, date people or be socialized with people. He's really a bat. He's living in a cave, in a really big cave, and he's not just living in a cave na with his equipment and all that and all the baril ganyan and the really weird technology na parang siya nagkaroon ng recluse siya siguro kasi billionaire siya. Tapos pero dito
like
sa Batman
si Batfleck saka si Nolan Batman na they enjoy socializing ganyan.
Oh, they have parties and all that, and it's the same with the animated Batman. He's a womanizer doon, tapos parang he expresses na isa. Oo, para siyang Tony Stark. Pero dito, he really acts like a bat na parang sabi niya nga pa nga dun sa isang interview, sobrang extent yung pagiging method acting niya. Inaaral niya yung mga bat kung ano pwede niyang gawing expressions like yung hihiga, matutulog ng baliktad. Tapos parang sabi ni Matt Reeves, no, don't do that.
Feeling ko,
Let's not go there.
feel gets ko yung atake niya kasi 'di ba we've been talking about it, how this is a more cerebral Batman, how it's really showing us the mindset. So in the past kasi even though we've seen Batman's origin repeatedly, we get na para okay, may duality siya. Okay, he has to put up this false face na he's a billionaire playboy to mask the reality na he is Batman underneath. Di ba sabi nga, Batman is the true identity and then the parang the cover is Bruce Wayne kasi he has to be this billionaire playboy. So I think this one, it's also part of the interrogation na okay, if you're a rich white privileged guy na who beats up parang criminals as your hobby, ano kind of mindset. So parang nandun yung part na okay, he is a person hindi marunong mag-socialize, he's a recluse. Kasi parang it all ties together na parang a person na may gatong proclivities is also not that right when it comes to socialization or not well in parang yung mental health is not intact up there. So, oo. Kaya siguro you also see a more reclusive, a more emo, a more uncaring Batman. I think that's parang most evident, again, mild spoilers, sa mga scenes like si Catwoman, 'di ba? Like she brought up nga na parang one of the prostitutes na she was friends with ay namatay. Ang sabi ni Batman ay parang hindi ba parang
ganyan. Parang, no, don't go, don't check.
Hindi. Ang sabi ni Batman doon ay parang she should have known better. Entering that profession. Parang she should have known better. So parang, dude, namatayan ng kaibigan niya. Parang, how dense can you be? Tapos parang,
medyo insensitive.
Diba? So, may ano siya, may lack siya of wala kang EQ. So, siguro, what I'm assuming here is that the arc of this Batman, kasi nga, this year 2 story, it will also be him. I think the arc in the future films, I wouldn't even call this a trilogy. Feeling ko si Matt Reeves has much more films in the pipeline. So baka parang it's like, okay, to start, this is just Batman, and then slowly he will be developing the Bruce Wayne character. Kasi we also saw in the film na he started going out as Bruce Wayne na rin, di ba? He attended, parang ayon nung una umattend ng parang funeral as Bruce Wayne, pero he did so. So baka that's the future arc for this.
He did it just for the investigation.
Di ba yun nga ginagawa lang, nagpapaka Bruce Wayne lang siya for practical reasons, pero if
his Batman side.
If pwede siya maging Batman the whole time, he would do so Hindi nga siya naliligo maging Batman lang, di ba?
Ako yun sa mga ano to, wait lang, before we move, balik ganito gawin natin. So since we've started talking about this kind of adaptation and then Batman, let's segment this episode into like the characters. So we'll talk about the Batman first and then ibang characters or pivotal characters in this film. So how about you, Jim? Anong naisip mo naman when you saw this adaptation of the Batman?
I find it sophisticated yung pagkakagawa niya. Kasi di ba makikita mo naman with the previous adaptations of Batman, different styles sila. Like ni Burton, nabanggit nyo nga kanina, gothic na may pagka-fantasy siya. And then with Nolan, crime action thriller explosive.
Parang Michael Mann, di ba? Inisip ko parang hit In The Dark Knight parang hit, di ba?
Yes. And ako I consider na yun ang best na na Batman na adaptation. And here, eto nga surprisingly, it's a detective story style and very evident yung mala David Fincher, yung Fincher-esque na na style like in Zodiac and Seven. So at first aminado medyo inantok ako kasi parang bagal saka wala masyadong music yung film So parang hindi ko na mapigilan, malamig. So aminado na may nakaidlip ako sa
may katabi ka, 'di ba? So unti-unti na
Best friend ko naman yung katabi
Lilinin
ko.
ka.
Diba? Sana, sana jowa. Diba?
Ako,
Sana
Jim,
guy.
hindi ako nakatulog. Kasi pinaflex kasi ni Robert yung likod niya.
Oo, lagi nakatalikod. No, lagi nakatalikod si Robert.
Pinapakita yung scars niya.
Na puro
Oo.
pasa.
Ako, tapos ako,
Yeah.
oo naman. Gano'n.
Pero in fairness, ang ganda nung ano na yun, nung shot na yun. Kasi di ba,
Mm.
let's face it, kapag pinapakita yung shot na likod, kasi tayo, sa tao, hindi natin siya nakikita eh, di ba? Pwedeng salamin. So, meron siyang, let's say, symbolism.
Yes.
Ganon. May symbolism yung laging
Vulnerable.
backshot na, ayan, vulnerability ng character niya. Kasi makikita mo naman sa character niya yung remorse na parang wala man lang, parang hindi man lang masaya si kuya. Parang grabe yung bigat ng dinadala or burden na dinadala ni.
Oh, ito yung
Ano,
most traumatic
nadala niya
Batman. Ay,
on
parang
his back.
most traumatized Batman yata eh. Pansin mo?
Most damaged Batman.
Oo, most damaged.
Oo nga eh.
Without writing it sa forehead, most damage without the forehead tattoo.
Baka
At
may
least
bagong
hindi niya
film si DC.
at least hindi niya laging pinapakita yung gadgets niya.
Oo.
Pero
Hindi,
mamaya
actually,
later.
May gadget siya pero DIY lahat.
Mamaya na yung gadgets.
Sige.
Pagkakataon yung gadgets.
Sige, tapos tutuloy ko. Actually, noong una, sabi ko, rear window ba to? Kasi di ba yung parang merong tumitingin siya sa binocular and the shot, from rear window. Parang ano, may ganong part, di ba?
Joker
So,
din
parang
may backshot. Kinoconnect
Gusto yung
ko.
back shot ni Catwoman eh.
Backshot eh.
Bagong DC thing siya na it's about the other side of our characters.
Kaya nga eh. Yung rear window, parang okay, may voyeurism na nagaganap. Gano'n. Kasi
O si
pwede.
DJ naman.
Uy, si Batman
Wow.
the voyeur pinapanood niya si Catwoman na magbihis
Oo,
Actually,
diba?
Total creep.
Total creep.
Oo. At least hindi lang tapos yung pagka-eyeshadow niya, kahit na naka-hood lang siya, naka-eyeshadow.
On fleek.
Oo, fleek yung eyeshadow.
Grabe yung
Ay,
emo
ganda.
no? Grabe yung emo Kasi syempre with Christian Bale, na-balance na sociable pa, tapos hunky.
Suwabe pa,
ganyan.
Oo.
Yung suwabe. Tapos lang si Robert Pattinson, hey, what's happening here?
Ito may My Chemical Romance. Dapat sinatala sa 2007, para like My Chemical Romance, Fallout Boy.
Oo.
Panic at the Disco.
Wait, sa DJ. Si DJ naman.
Hindi, go.
Mo, tungkol sa...
Gusto ko nga na matapos yung KJ.
Ay, gano'n. Pero kasi ba naalala nyo, di ba with Tenet? Sabi ko sa Tenet, parang ang warm, ang welcome ni Robert Pattinson. Parang kakaiba yun. Tapos biglang switch with di ba? Parang ang brooding, biglang parang hindi siya friendly, gano'n. Yung maano mo kay kay Robert Pattinson. Alam mo method pero
Gusto niya the weirder the better. Ganon.
Pero ako ang
Hindi man the lighthouse level.
Oo, yun yung usapan namin. Sabi ko, sige, basta as you age. Ganon. Dapat the weirder the better yung career.
Pero ako aminado, pinaka na-impress ako dito kay Colin Farrell. Grabe yung transformation.
Mamaya na si Colin Farrell. Ikaw naman
gosh!
Tapusin na natin si Batman. So, ikaw DJ, meron ka bang...
Thanks, Lieutenant Jim. O Commander Jim pa lang ba dito? Commander.
I cannot. Parang, oh my gosh. Commander Lieutenant. I cannot.
Lieutenant.
Okay. So, any other thoughts, guys, on the character, the Batman,
The
and
Batman.
this adaptation? Or
Si
let's
DJ
move on
pa.
to the next character. Si
Thoughts
DJ
on the
kasi
Batman.
Not
The
specific
Batman.
kay
On the Batman.
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 Not specific kay Batman, pero yung overall comment ko kasi, yung the part I enjoyed the most immensely about this adaptation is yung direction ni Matt Reeves. Hindi ko ma-shake off yung feeling na nakuha ko dun sa previous film niya, yung War of the Planet of the Apes. Na parang
Together.
I think parang na-project ko dun siya sa movie na meron siyang very tragic sense eh. And even if overall itong The Batman, well, it's very dark, very grounded. Pero yung parang kahit wala pa nangyayari, ang lungkot-lungkot na yun. parang may namatay, ganun. Siguro of all, at least the recent Batman films, ito yung pinaka-binring out talaga yung pagiging I remember the word na ginamit niya. Not damage, pero yung word from from Peter Bradshaw, yung sepulchral. pagiging sepulchral ng Gotham City. I mean, there's a focus on yung pagiging marble, yung texture ng Gotham as a building of marble walled buildings, ganyan. Yung Batcave para siyang tomb talaga rather than a cave. And yung nabanggit ni Jim na yung sa soundtrack, I really like the soundtrack kasi conservative siya. And then, pero ang laki ng dynamics niya na very operatic yung approach kasi stand out for me yung scene specifically, yung nung na-reveal yung Batmobile. Sobrang nag-swell yung music doon na nag-pay off yung pagtitipid nila sa music up until that point. Ganon.
As a ghost. Tsaka alam
Good
niyo
job,
yung,
Matt Reeves.
yung kay Kurt Cobain na song, sobrang ganda nung pagpasok na yun. No?
Under the Bridge ba title
Yung somewhere in the something. Ayun. Kasi parang isa yun sa mga songs ng Nirvana na hindi masyadong popular. Tapos pag binasa mo yung lyrics niya, very siya, very emo. Pero emo
pala talaga.
Grunge emo siya.
Kurt Cobain pala. Nirvana.
Shoutout pala kay
Nirvana
Misha.
song yun eh.
May kinig siya. Gusto niyang marinig.
Something in the way, something in the way, there we go.
Something in the way. Yun. Sobrang gusto
You
ko
look at
yung
me, diba? Something in the way you look at me.
Naging Eric Santos. Something in the way
Christian
you
Bautista
look.
naman.
Ay, Christian Bautista pala. Sorry.
Beatles.
Something in the way you look at me.
Yan.
Nag-video
Favorite ko talaga na Yung favorite part ko nag-i-emote si Batman. Tapos biglang Christian Bautista music sa background.
Make me believe there's something.
Okay, moving on.
So, moving on na tayo. So, pwede ba nating unahin si Colin Farrell? Kasi gusto ko rin siyang pag-usapan.
Oh my gosh.
Sa Grindelwald.
Galing eh. Oo. Sobrang, alam ko sa press releases, ganyan. Alam ko na siya yun. Pero the moment that he stepped into the scene, kahit sobrang saglit lang na nasa, red lights, ganyan. Tapos parang very animalistic yung pasok niya na para siyang bear na ready to pounce. Pero
Si Jim natawa sa bear. May hinahanap na bear.
Uy, guys, sa ganyan. Daddy love daddy. Daddy ang gusto ko.
daddy,
Let's see, bear.
naging censored yung episode.
Then, naging yung parang, ba to? Searching for for Mr. Right. Searching for Mr. Right.
Sige.
Ano ba si Mr. Right?
Gusto ko rin sa soundtrack yun. Yung tumutog yung
Pag-romance.
Nung hinahanap yung darat, tapos tumutog yun. Siya na ba si Mr. Right?
Looking forward to that fan edit.
Go, Jim. Tuloy mo yung paghahanap mo ng bear.
Nakilala ko lang siya sa
What are you saying?
pilik mata. Doon sa isang scene na nasa trailer naman, guys. Yung hinahabol siya sa fire. So, siya to nga pala si Colin Farrell nga pala to.
Alam mo yung sure niya doon? Alam mo, you know how sa mga Oscar movies, normally may kinakast na English actor na middle ages, parang I never knew him before this film. So, example siya ng Mark Rylance. Yung mga we never heard of him before. So, mag-break out na matanda. Parang ganun yung sure ni Colin Farrell. Like, who's this middle-aged English actor na first time mag-blockbuster?
Gary
Siguro
Oldman.
theater siya. Siguro sa Royal Theater siya, ganyan. Ganun kapans sila. Oh my God, si Colin Farrell pala to.
Alala ko pa naman reactions dati nung si Colin Farrell. Parang kasi sa Telltale video game, si Penguin, para siyang ang pangalan niya din si Oz, tapos para siyang kababata ni Bruce Wayne na pogi rin, ganyan. So parang nung si Colin Farrell, akala na ganun yung magiging atake. But no.
Actually, if you will differentiate it with Danny DeVito, kasi si Danny DeVito parang caricature
rin yan
diba? Yung pagkaka-portray
part
niya.
siya sa top 50 most handsome celebrities.
DeVito? Danny DeVito?
Oo.
So
Send ko yung link.
Baka ang konti ng...
Ay, grabe. Grabe,
Actually,
ng
tinanong
judge.
ng friends ko. Tapos sabi ko, alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi mukha siyang exotic. Sabi ko.
Danny DeVito.
DeVito.
Yes.
Pero in fairness, with Colin Farrell, ay sorry. Nag-overlap tayo. Kasi ang natuwa ko doon with how he approached the character, di ba? Or paano yung interpretation niya with the character. Nagbuka talaga, well, he's a method actor, di ba? And parang yung combination ng acting, parang Robert Duvall, Robert De Niro, and Jack Nicholson na yung ano niya, yung dating, di ba? Kaya hindi mo siya ma-recognize. He's very unrecognizable in the film.
So would you watch the HBO Max spin-off? Kasi diba yun ang unang magiging spin-off daw. The same way sa Suicide Squad nagka-spin-off sa Peacemaker. So mali pala, hindi pala Batman ang first DC offering this year. Peacemaker pala. So diba the same way na nagkaroon ng Peacemaker spin-off
The movie.
Oo.
Pero the movie si Batman. Pero yung spin-off si Peacemaker, which is also great by the way.
Pero hindi ko
Magkakaroon
napanood
ng
yung yung Gotham, yung si Robin Lord Taylor ang gumanap.
Wag mo na panoorin. Wag mo na panoorin.
Hindi siya
Okay.
hindi siya memorable.
So pero itong this version of the Penguin, ito yung lalabas sa ito yung lalabas sa HBO spin-off na parang ang description nila parang Scarface-esque. Puro tayo esque. Right, it's the Scarface style na parang rise to power. Kasi di ba dito siya hindi pa siya mob boss parang siyang lieutenant, not the lieutenant in the cop ranks, but like parang siyang kapo sa mob. So ang sabi nila parang the series will be chronicling Penguin's rise to power. Parang him vying for the position as crime boss, which was left vacated by Carmine Falcone.
Parang gangster movie talaga tong The Batman. More than straight action or superhero movie.
Yeah, actually mas gusto ko yung portrayal of gangsters dito Very The Sopranos-esque.
Yung source material na 30s siya. Sinango rin yung storyline niya sa gangster era, di ba? Mga boardwalk.
Actually,
Boardwalk,
naka-30s yun.
Though ito mas parang Goodfellas, The Sopranos. Kasi example, if you compare, pangalan nag-play ng Carmine Falcone sa Batman Begins? Si Tom Wilkinson, another middle-aged English actor.
Magaling na actor.
Yun very, very imposing, sneering. Ito yung parang the way they portray the mob bosses ay parang yung portrayal sa The Sopranos, yung mga mas charming, yung parang mas everyman, pero may dark side to them. And I think that's more realistic kasi if you watch crime documentaries, often itong mga real life mob bosses, they look like mukhang kapitbahay mo lang.
Sneering talaga. Sneering yung itsura pagka gabi. Sa umaga mukhang friendly na.
Mukhang mga normal
parang
people lang
actually parang charismatic nga Ganun yung dating.
And most mga bosses are charismatic.
Mm-mm. At speaking of Falcone, kasi diba it was portrayed by John Turturro, and ako I believe kasi parang underrated si John Turturro. Although napakagaling niyang actor, diba? Hindi lang nare-recognize ng Oscar, but he won kasi sa ng Barton Fink for Best Actor.
Oh,
and makikita mo magaling siya.
Barton Fink.
Actually, walang latak sa cast na to I think ang pinaka in a ensemble of greats, yung medyo good lang ay si Andy Serkis, and it's not his fault. Kasi dalawa lang yung scenes. Tatlo lang scenes.
Pero mas gusto ko siyang Alfred than Michael Caine. Kasi parang si Michael Caine, hindi siya naging Alfred, naging Michael Caine siya na okay, then steal the show, parang gano'n. For me. Pero pinaka-favorite kong Alfred pa rin is yung sa
Jeremy
Batman
Irons.
Returns. Hindi, si Batman Returns. Yung talagang
Sino yung matanda? Actually, kamukha din Alfred talaga.
Kamukha niya si Alfred sa sa animated series. So,
siguro sa next reboot, the sexification of Alfred. Parang sa parang ginawa kay Aunt May.
Okay, Aunt May. Kasi si Andy
si Robert Pattinson
bumata
Robert Pattinson as Alfred, ganun.
Dinalawang ka, yum, gumano ba yun? Joke lang. Uy guys, wag kayong mag-alala. Alam ni Pong yung fascination ko kay Rob.
Rob,
Sabi ko sa kanya,
Sa Agaya na Girl, si Rob.
No,
Rob
yeah.
Gomez.
Ew.
Uy,
Si Robert.
let's talk about Catwoman. Zoe
Ayan,
Kravitz.
sige.
Sige, who wants to go first?
Ikaw
Ses,
na din mag-start.
Bakit ako? Nung
Ay,
guy,
sige na nga.
Silang guy, sila Tristan sa si DJ. Silang guys.
Well,
Ako ay game.
Ako, I've always thought of Zoe Kravitz as sakto lang, pero dito ko talaga na-impress sa kanya. For me, dito ako well, wait lang, with the exception of nakalimutan ko yung title ng movie na yun, pero yun yung pinakamagandang performance. But for me, ito yung
X-Men
second.
First Class.
No! Madaming no. Sige, game. Okay yung muna.
Doon siya. Siya si Angel, whatever. Siya may gamo-gamo wings.
Yes.
Anyway, for me, I've always liked si Zoe Kravitz. Siya parang best nepotism baby in Hollywood right now. Kasi parang siya, she oozes cool. Kasi like, has a high fidelity pa lang na basically she's playing herself. So, ang description ko sa kanya, para siyang alam mo pag nilalabas yung sisig sa restaurant, yung parang it sizzles, so kailangan mo talaga tumingin wherever it is. Kunwari, yung next table beside you, nag-order ng sisig, tapos parang mapapatingin ka, uy, nagsisizzle. That's like how Zoe Kravitz is in this film. Like, pag lumalabas siya, parang, uy, si Zoe Kravitz, I have to see what she's up to.
Interesting metaphor.
Diba? I'm not, it's not sexualization. I'm just saying parang she steals the screen whenever. Kasi parang siya, parang some people are just meant to appear on camera. Gets what I'm saying? Parang
so maamoy si Zoe Kravitz. Kailangan mo haluin agad yan.
Well,
Pinaman nyo
Pero maganda yung metaphor ha, in fairness. Kahit di na sa
edi gambas, para walang halo. Sizzling
Kahit
gambas.
di
Pero
na
at the same time, you
hinahanap
can get too close ganun.
Oo,
May
mapapasok.
danger pa rin na pag masyado ka napalapit.
Nadarang sa apoy.
Extending the metaphor rin. Overextending naman.
Ayun, sa The Brave One. Gusto ko siya sa The Brave One. Parang it's one of her early films.
Sino ba to? Ito ba yung campaign slogan ni JV Harris ito? The Brave One. The good one pala.
Jodie Foster ba yun?
The Brave One. Oh, Jodie Foster. Siya yung siya yung isa sa mga victims.
The Brave Ones, no?
The Brave Ones.
He's one of the Brave Ones.
Okay. So, ayun. Game.
Tawag dito, looking back, pag sinabi mong Catwoman, ang remarkable si Michelle Pfeiffer, diba?
Yeah. Actually, parang if ipa-power rankings nyo,
Halle Berry.
who would you put? Halle Berry first. Always. Ako, I would agree with Jim na parang I'm not sure pa. So it has to percolate muna na parang sino ba? Michelle Pfeiffer or Zoe. Parang si Anne Hathaway, she was okay. She was good pero hindi siya parang gitong. It was okay. I mean, ako I appreciated naman yan yung yung Catwoman niya, pero parang it's either Michelle Pfeiffer or this one. Ito kasi I think ramdam mo dito yung Catwoman na clawed, sorry, pun not intended, pero clawed her way to the top. Kasi di ba parang ang niya dito talagang poor kid who had to, if you notice, lahat ng cat burglary, it's not because gusto ko ng diamonds, it's more of like I have to get this, I have to get itong passport ito for my friend, I have to steal this money to get a better life for me. Parang mas righteous yung causes niya dito.
Sa Catwoman.
Actually, parang hindi ganun ka-conflicted si Catwoman here. Diba? Unlike previous iterations.
Actually, conflicted siya in a way na may conflict din siya dito kasi yun din nisip ko kasi sa akin, wala akong pake kay Halle Berry or kay Anne Hathaway na Catwoman. Gusto ko lang kay Anne Hathaway na Catwoman was yung action scenes. Talaga maganda niyang na-portray yun. Pero kasi yung kay Michelle Pfeiffer, very instinctive yung pag-portray niya ng Catwoman. Sobrang, para siyang hindi nag-training. Talagang, nung sinabi siya na maging pusa ka, that she was a cat the whole film, ganyan. Tapos dito naman, she was a
Method
cat.
acting din ba siya?
Kuy si Zoe Kravitz na kumain daw sa uminom daw ng gatas from a bowl.
Oo, sabi niya yun.
Malapusa.
Oo, she tried. Tapos
Nahabol
she
yung
tried
laser
to hang out with
pointers.
cats. Yun, si Michelle Pfeiffer, she didn't try to do anything crazy. Nung sa set, talagang siguro, or sa film, dama mo na, she is a cat, parang ganun. Dito kasi, parang, nasa na kasi tayo, yun nga, nasa woke era. So, siya yung woke cap, gano'n.
To be fair, kasi I know how some people have concerns about how a film's messaging can be yung parang social commentary, yung wokeness niya to the point of pandering. Like Marvel does that a lot. I mean, one of the parang most heavy-handed, yung parang yung sama-sama yung girls.
Yung endgame
dun
scene.
sa endgame, di ba? Parang that's too ponderous.
Girl power.
Ito, it's all organic. Don't panic, it's organic. Kasi parang it's tied into the story.
Parang, kasi parang, ayun nga, kagaya nga sabi mo, she clawed her way to the top. So parang, dito makita mo na si Catwoman, hindi pala siya office lady na nakagat ng pusa. She is as low as the street cats. Ganon yung buhay niya. Sa apartments na, alam mo yun, puno-puno ng bills, tapos she works underground na parang yung mga cats sa streets, ganon eh. So,
she's a good foil to the privilege of bringing of Batman. Kasi parang 'di ba dito pa lang kinall out niya na the way you talk, it's obvious na you're some rich white boy. Kasi nga yung may disregard siya of, even though he says he's for vengeance.
He's a vigilante or vengeance.
Justice. Pero parang may pa rin siya may tendency pa rin siya to turn a blind eye dun sa actual plight of yung the poor. Diba? That was part of his arc. So si Catwoman niya parang nagpabukas ng mata niya. Catwoman siya, parang Kaliwadi.
May white savior siya nung sinabi niya na you're not safe here.
Saka may naalala kong sinabi ni Zoe Kravitz or ni Catwoman, Selina Kyle na, do you have any problems with stray cat? So, kasi with Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal, and if we will compare it with Zoe Kravitz, they both experience abuses, 'di ba? But hindi sila nagpadaig dun sa abuses na yon. They did not batawag dito, hindi sila yung parang pa-victim na na mentality, 'di ba? Yun ang pinakita ng dalawang portrayal ng Catwoman. But with kasi with Michelle Pfeiffer, office girl siya. Here with Zoe Kravitz, matawag tamang term na parang street smart na na street smart kasi nga 'di ba pusa ganun. Yun. Ang sultry. Ang
pero
sultry,
at least, pero alam mo yun nga, parang they both portrayed the character that's based on their times. Kasi nung time ni Michelle Pfeiffer, yung mga secretary, mababatinis sila. Diba? Parang, ang tingin sa mga secretaries nun, pwede kang gamit-gamitin anytime, ganyan. So they experienced some kind of abuse.
Though, I want to nuance it na itong yung characterization of Catwoman ni Zoe, it's not exactly parang, okay, it's a new creation for the times. Kasi you were saying na parang, okay, in the past, the secretaries were the parang underserved, ganyan. I mean, they may have, it may have been parang, it may be parang, a position na parang obvious ang misogyny, pero etong characterization of Catwoman, this was evident na rin sa Batman Year 1 which was written by Frank Miller noong 80s. So itong Catwoman of the streets talaga na para siyang protector of mga prostitutes, ganyan. It's been there since the 80s. So parang I think ngayon lang talaga napalabas on screen.
Saka yung
patapos time pa rin.
Working girl sila, hindi sila yung the usual na babae lang yung sa bahay lang ang babae, 'di ba? So they're depicting
parang hindi naman siya like a new thing na prostitutes are a new thing. Pero what I mean is kasi nung 90s, uso na ipo-portray mo as, or symbols mo ng mababang babae is a secretary. Tapos ngayon, parang, yun nga, parang, I know 2022 na, pero ang tingin pa rin sa mga babaeng prostitute ay mababa. Parang ganun. Mga sex workers. Not exactly prostitutes, but, you know,
Sex
we call them
workers.
sex workers
Sex
now.
workers.
Yeah, sex workers.
Oh, diba? So,
So do we move on to
to,
si bugtong-bugtong atras
Paul
ka, bubuka-buka ka.
Tutong.
Uy. Uy.
Si Mr. Bugtong, the Riddler.
si riddle me this, riddle me that. Sige, o game. Kasi
Si
right
Jim
now,
muna.
guys, si DJ walang picture, so para siyang the Riddler. Takes many
Wala siya
forms.
picture.
Yes, kasi
Wala,
DJ
meron
muna.
pala, wala siyang video pala.
Wala siyang video.
Oo. He takes many forms.
Sige nga DJ, impersonation lang yung if you were justice, please do not lie.
Hello?
Hindi ko kaya.
Si Enigma, aka E.
Enigmatic.
Yan si DJ umalis na tuloy. Binuli mo kasi sis.
Ay, grabe. Nanapamit siya tuloy.
Yun naman.
So what can you say about Paul Dano's The Riddler, DJ?
I'm at a loss for words eh. Mahirap na tanong.
So dito, kasi si Jim Carrey na The Riddler, he used Enigma or Edward Nigma as his name. Pero dito sa Matt Reeves version, he used Edward Nashton, which I think Tristan yun yung name talaga niya, di ba, sa comics.
Hindi kasi ang nangyari, yung dati, alam mo naman comics before, they were more hammy. So parang ang pangalan ni Riddler dati was Edward Nigma. Tapos parang ginawa nila, syempre, parang in more recent comics, ginawa nila Edward Nashton and then using the alias Edward Nigma para Enigma. So anyway, so tama pa rin naman.
Oo. So yun nga. So parang I've read interviews. So parang the reason why Matt Reeves used the Nashton version was kasi aside from the extravagant na Riddler ni Jim Carrey, which still bear the question marks na green, I think was based din sa comics. Dito, parang he wanted a more grounded character. Since yun nga, he's more of bound, parang riding siya on the emotions na parang our Batman is this very cerebral Batman. So we need like a counterpart or somewhat identical to that in the form of the Riddler. So for me, this choice of getting the Riddler as the villain for this one was really, parang for me, exciting siya. Kasi hindi siya yung usual na, si Joker na naman kalaban niya, parang naman silang si Mojo Jojo versus Powerpuff Girls, ganyan. Na lagi na lang silang magkaawat. Parang at least dito, iba yung atake ng Riddler. And bagay siya dun sa detective style. Kasi parang dati, pag nakita ko yung comics na part ni Riddler, parang nga siyang yung mga 1940s na parang you're trying to solve a mystery pag siya yung kontrabida or yung kalaban ni Batman. What can you guys say about the Riddler here?
Magpe-fit in niya siya na well, matagal niyang hindi na-revive si Riddler sa films. Pero as I said, ito yung first grounded version niya, yung not so theatrical na Riddler. Grounded in reality. Magfi-fit in siya actually. I can imagine this version of Riddler showing up in Nolan's trilogy.
Yeah.
If he had a place
Yeah.
yung
Actually,
realistic na costume rather than an flamboyant costume.
If I remember, si Nolan wanted to try adapting Riddler as number 3 and then alam ko ang plan doon was he was trying to cast Leonardo DiCaprio as the Riddler.
Ang pagkakaalala ko, Tristan, si Johnny Depp pa nga yung inano nila, di ba? Parang inoferan ng
Johnny Depp ba? Hindi ko alam. Yung matandaan na. Pero alam ko, he was before he went with Bane, he was considering the Riddler. Tas parang yung it might have been Leo or it might have been Johnny, pero ang gusto niya ay parang more parang tech hacker Riddler. Though ako I like, kasi we keep talking about Fincher-esque 7 Zodiac. I think ito yung pinaka-interesting take on the Riddler kasi ginamit niya talagang may real world basis. They basically used yung tactics ni Zodiac. If you remember the Zodiac killer of the 70s, the 60s, na who would send who would taunt the police by sending mga riddles and mga mga ciphers. So they were able to use that and then integrate yung current incel culture. Alam mo yung parang disenfranchised young white men who would post on 4chan, 8chan. So ito yung basically QAnon Riddler now who's asking yung parang community niya of other white mga hindi mo Kyle Rittenhouse yung mga other parang mga very school shooter type na who would go on forums 8chan, 4chan asking tips on how to terrorize people. So when they got ito ba ang first time ni Paul Dano not a first time pero like after doing indie movies, bumalik siya sa parang big splashy franchise. Kaya parang we often talk about Robert Pattinson being an indie darling taking on a big franchise with this one. Pero I think si Paul Dano is also like that na parang very selective in projects and then biglang ngayon kumuha siya ng comic book role.
Ako naman regarding Paul Dano, well, menacing naman yung menacing ang portrayal niya. And actually total nabanggit naman na yung 7 Zodiac and parang yun yung nakuwang element with Riddler's portrayal here. Para pang Kevin Spacey in 7 and The Usual Suspects, diba?
The cancelled Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, sadly. The cancelled.
Deserve naman yun.
Yun nga lang. Yun ang naging take ni Paul Dano. At ang gusto ko dito na part kasi although it's negative, yung impact ng social media on how to influence yung people in anarchy. Ang galing nung convincing power ni Riddler or ni ano name niya, Edward Nashton, di ba?
Edward Cullen.
Edward Cullen.
Edward Nashton. Jim, buti pinasok mo yung social media kasi habang pinapanood ko siya, sabi ko, ito yung gusto ko i-achieve ni Love at First String. Joke lang.
Gusto rin ba i-flood? Gusto rin ba i-flood ang i-flood ang Manila?
Hindi kasi 'di ba parang sa Kumu siguro sila pwedeng mag-live stream ng.
I never expected na. Kasi parang nung sinabi yung Love at First Stream, never ko na inisip na yung stream pala ay parang flood stream.
Yun.
Yung flood niya.
At
may crime plot pala.
Nagsa-stream siya at the same time. There's literal stream star.
Feeling ko si Riddler sa mga Bigo. Mga Bigo live.
While watching it iniisip ko nga kung the way na yung convincing power ni Riddler is the same as Bane portrayed by Tom Hardy or the way that Joaquin Phoenix as Joker, 'di ba? Had impacted the people na naniniwala sa kanya, 'di ba? Or naniwala sa kanya. So well, mahusay si Paul Dano.
Wala for me. Remember how people were saying, itong portrayal ni Joker nung kay Joaquin Phoenix, it's very dangerous kasi it's like showing a disenfranchised young man na feeling niya society owes him, lashing out, and then parang gaining support.
Nila ng heroes.
Parang I think mas mas potent pa nga tong si Riddler kasi ito talaga yung there's like yung characterization niya is exactly how basically the past the past 5-10 school shooters acted Alam mo yung mga naghahanap ng community online of
Tas, ano din, alam mo yung may scene doon na nagsama-sama sila. Eh, nasa harap
Yes.
ako. Tapos parang na-imagine ko, shit, baka may lumabas bigla.
O kasi 'di ba dati sa Dark Knight mayroong naganap na shootout, 'di ba? While screening the film eh.
So
Pero
bad.
ang pinagkaiba din kasi nito sa Joker ni Todd Phillips is that
Mas maganda to.
hindi siya yung
Yes,
so,
mas maganda talaga to.
mas maganda to. Tsaka hindi siya yung parang very violent, parang ganun. Parang it also shows na ito yung pros, ito yung cons. Parang ganun. Meron siyang ganun, may pros tsaka may cons. Ito, yung kay Todd Phillips kasi wala. Parang,
I think
violent to, ganyan.
Ito kasi, ito may actual story. Ang kay Todd Phillips, for me, it felt like, it was very unclear in what it wanted to do. Parang ang dami yung commentary that basically slinap niya into a character study na parang feeling ko it's not as tightly woven. Parang the scripting is not as elegant as this one.
Tsaka for me, the most scariest Paul Dano portrayal is yung sa yung Ruby
Prisoners?
Sparks.
Oh.
Sa Ruby Sparks ako natakot sa kanya. Kasi imagine, kukontrolin ka ng boyfriend mo. He's gonna rewrite everything. Ay, just...
Sabay ganon.
Scary, Char. Tsaka sa 12 Years a Slave. Takot ako sa akin sa 12 Years a Slave. Siya yung
Magaling si Paul
kumakanta
Dano
habang
ng Psycho eh.
Oo.
Magaling siya sa mga ganyan eh.
Pero he's a really nice guy. Parang ganun, no? In real life. Parang...
As a personal friend, no?
Oh,
Sana all!
he's like a really nice guy.
Sana all.
Which makes
Yeah.
it more creepy.
So later, actually, we have an interview with Paul Dano. He's coming over to the show.
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
Live
Hey,
stream.
friend! Ganun pa, hi, friend! Kamusta? How's the baby? Ganun. Tapos may inaanak. Ganun pa yun. Sure.
Punta naman daw tayo
So-
kay Jeffrey,
Ay,
right?
teka, last. Pero,
Sige,
last.
go.
Just to bring up again yung pagka-Fincher, di ba you mentioned Kevin Spacey, naalala ko lang na even yung niya, yung parang surrender, again, we're spoiling stuff, yung surrender scene ni Riddler, very reminiscent of the John Doe
Yes, in
surrender
Seven.
ni Kevin Spacey, di ba?
In Seven. Kaya talagang alam yung element, sorry pero talagang it's Fincheresque kasi even the acting alam mo may pinaghugutan, may reference to, hindi to inaaral siya pero alam mo may mga references. Ayun. So, let's go na ba with Jeffrey Wright? Jeffrey Wright.
Si Jeffrey Wright, kinasya kasi masyadong kamukha ni Matt Reeves, si Jim Gordon. kaya ginawang black ang Jim Gordon dito. Nakita ba si Matt Reeves? Like kamukha ni Gary Oldman sa The Dark Knight.
Oh.
Feeling ko kaya niya iniba yung take niya on Jim Gordon kasi
Hindi siya diversity ko personal.
kumukha ko si Jim Gordon so ibahin natin each word Jim Gordon. So anong thoughts on Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon? For me, he delivered what he needed to deliver. Para feeling ko naman how do you radicalize your take on Jim Gordon? Parang
Sasabihin ko sana, taken na kasi sobra-sobra si J.J. Simmons. Kaya ginawa nila yun.
Kasi younger na younger Jim Gordon to eh. So,
Yes.
Pero alam mo, gusto ko yung portrayal niya dito kasi very lang siya. Very police, ganun.
Very police.
Hindi siya masyadong, matapang siya, very righteous siya in his own way.
the
And at
one
same-
good cop.
Oh, he's the one good cop. Tapos parang, may naisip na akong concept ko, parang ang hirap namang i-hate to si Kuya as a policeman kasi black na nga siya, tapos police siya. Tapos parang kung gagawin pa siyang very villainous, parang, alam mo yun, baka may mali na sa ganyan. So parang,
feeling ko
pero
naman,
agi naman sa kanya.
sorry, puting.
Go lang.
Yung feel ko na parang sabi mo na parang it's hard it's hard to hate him. Feeling ko consciously kasi 'di ba it's so hard how 'di ba remember with what's happening in the US right now na they say it's very tricky to create good cop characters kasi we know that the institution itself is corrupt, it's problematic. So I appreciated in this film how they actually took the effort na parang okay, all the cops are dirty, pero there's this one one good cop na that you can trust, si Jim Gordon, na I think it's again resonant to what's happening in reality right now. Also, hindi siya turning a blind eye to reality.
Kumbaga parang sumiserpiko kay Al Pacino na out of all the corrupt police, meron pa palang good cop. Yun ang na magandang na-portray ni Jeffrey Wright. Although ako aminado, masusuko pa rin si Gary Oldman. I don't know. Para si Gary Oldman.
Oo, kasi in fairness, yung sa the way na sinulat si Gary Oldman, may may parang siguro kasi ibang taon din siya ng Batman, kaya siya yung napili. Pero kasi
nag-fit kay Gary Oldman.
Oo, tsaka kasi very minimal lang din yung kailangan gawin ni Jeffrey Wright dito. So as I was watching it, parang isip ko, okay lang siguro sa kanya na ganito kaliit yung, hindi man sobrang liit, pero ganito lang yung gagawin niya. Kasi baka maybe there's something more in store for him, ganyan.
Yeah.
Maybe we might see more. Tsaka, yun pa pala, nakalimutan ko sabihin sa adaptation na to. I like it na hindi sobrang OA yung mga flashback. Parang kasi sa ibang adaptation.
Walang Pearl. Wala yung Pearl.
Pearl. Ano ba? Sa Pearl?
Yung pinapatay sa alley.
Lagi na lang may Pearl na nasisira. Lagi may mga gate na kailangang isara. Ganun na mga
May manner. Ganun.
Sabi daw, ang Batman na to is 30 years old. So, he was born around 1991. So, which would, if namatay ang parents niya at 2001, sabi it's very likely ang pinaparoon nila ay Shrek. Hindi lang siya sinihan to watch Shrek.
Nabasa ko Fast and Furious.
Hindi sila nagpunta ng opera, ganyan. No need for pearls, ganyan.
Pwede Shrek. Pwede Fast and Furious.
Very casual lang yung suot. Saka gusto ko rin pala na tawag dito? Gusto ko din na minention si Arkham without showing Arkham as another entity. So parang for me, open pa for speculation.
Nakita nila, di ba?
Pero hindi siya yung parang kailangan meron talagang something na parang you as a fan, or even if you're not a fan, you would get na si Arkham siguro yun, masamang lugar, parang
terrible place.
Oo.
Dito parang may budget pa.
May budget.
Parang
reflected naman ng government.
Parang Asian hospital ganun.
And actually, di ba, hindi siya asylum yung tawag here. Parang Arkham State Hospital
ba yun? Or iba pa yung...
Hindi, yung prison.
Prison, sorry. Oo nga. Nalito na ako.
Asylum.
Hindi siya asylum here Parang hindi siya ganun ka-dark and dating tuloy.
Oo. Yun. So, okay. Any more final thoughts, guys? On spoiler
talks ba tayo? Full spoiler.
Okay, so whoever you are listening, you've gone this far, you know there are spoilers in it.
You've been warned, sabi.
Pag-usapan pa siya, si Barry Keoghan. Keoghan ba? How do you pronounce his?
Keoghan.
Keoghan or Keoghan? Bahala na. Bahala na kayo.
Ayun,
para may narinig pa akong Keon Ano mga pronunciation?
Ay nako, I'd love to ask. Kay Sir siya.
Irish siya, di ba?
Irish.
Irish din.
Irish.
Ayun pala, okay,
probably
so spoiler.
Kifan, ganun.
Tristan, I've read na si Stanley Merkel, which is played by Keoghan. Si Stanley Merkel daw yun.
Hindi Stanley Merkel yun. Ginamit lang nila yun as a red herring. When they were casting, clearly he's the Joker. Clearly he's the Joker.
Ako inisip ko Two-Face.
Ako rin din Joker siya.
Ko.
Hindi. Sinabi ni Matt Reeves na it's the Joker. Sinabi nila it's a proto Joker.
It's a
proto Joker. Ang parang
hindi ko sabihin out loud para hindi marinig na makasama ko. Pero what?
Keon daw. Keon ang pronunciation niya. So it's a proto Joker. He went on, sinabi niya sa IGN interview niya na parang sabi ni Matt Reeves, what he encountered is basically a proto-Joker. Kasi diba si Batman, this Pattinson, si Pattinson is basically second year na niya as Batman. So, may deleted scene na he hopes to release it in the future. Pero si Batman, may parang Hannibal Lecter scene na parang si Batman goes to Arkham and then he asks the opinion of the first serial killer na he encountered daw. So ang parang balak niya parang it was supposed to be parang a dark scene. Hindi mo masyadong kita yung mukha pero you see the smile, you see yung rictus grin kasi ang balak niya ay ang Joker na to is like a congenital smile. Yung parang since childhood nakaganon siya, nakangiti. So parang he's taking inspiration sa alam mo yung old na film na The Man Who Laughs na Conrad Veidt. So yun yung taking the on Joker. So hindi pa siya the Joker but he's basically a serial killer with a rictus grin. Kaya nakina si Barry Keoghan.
May interview na sa Variety article. Tapos alam ko yung pagka-shoot nila nung deleted scene and it was left on. So ganun din siya na out of focus, partially obscured.
Akala ko rin una si siya. Hindi ko pwedeng kasi di pa napapanood mga kasama ko dito. So, akala ko rin. Tapos parang sabi ko, pero kasi, ang sabi kasi sa nila or may nabasa din ako. Pero tama, kung nga siya, kung sa interview sinabi niya siya yun. Ang galing naman niya. Kasi kung sakaling si Stanley yun.
Walang Stanley. Stanley is the Stanley was the same way people would pare ay kakast nila. Ikakast namin to as Officer Stanley Merkel. Pero para sino yun? Kasi pala, alam mo, maraming ganyang casting, di ba? Like, I forgot other instances, pero like,
Tilda Swinton.
Tactic.
Tilda Swinton din Suspiria.
Oo.
Suspiria.
Na parang they kept saying na si Tilda Swinton yun. So ikaw hanapin mo kasi Tilda Swinton.
Pero basically ito sa fake name na ginamit for casting lang.
For me, yung scene na yun, medyo panira siya for me kasi parang
ako rin.
Hindi, alam mo,
Matt Reeves would be beyond this kind of
ang feeling,
may sabi si DJ, naputol si DJ, go DJ.
Sabi niya,
hello, DJ? Or ako lang ba naputol?
Ang sabi niya, tawagin, distraction daw. Tapos parang for Matt Reeves to put it there, hindi daw siya fit, parang ganun. Hello, ayan.
Yun, sabi ko na parang after the movie, parang I thought na Matt Reeves would be beyond that Marvel thing. Pero it's explained dun sa interview na it's not actually a preview of things to come kasi that character would not necessarily show up again in the future. And the only reason they retain it improves yung conclusion that you get with the actual final scene.
Yeah, very Marvel post credits and gets ko yun na syempre I think though they say that right now, I think naman you cannot do a Batman franchise and not include the Joker, diba? So syempre sabihin nila, okay, we might not use him immediately. Feeling ko baka they're planting the seeds. They're just planting the seeds na okay, possibly the third film, who knows, hindi lalabas.
Tsaka yun nga, parang in fairness, ikaw na nasanay ka na pag comic book adaptation siya, may end credits scene siya. So for me, ang dating nun sa akin was, ito siguro yung end credits scene supposedly. Pero inabangan ko pa rin kung meron. At ang cute nung sabi ko, ito na yung longest end credits scene. Diba? You've come this far, whoever you're listening right now. It's just a question mark. So parang okay, cute. Lahat kami nag-antay. Gano'n.
Kaya nga.
So yun. So okay lang naman.
Okay lang, may parang gusto sabihin, going back to Barry Keoghan, di ba? Lumabas siya with Marvel's Eternals, so tapos ito na DC. So few of the actors na doing to superhero.
Freelancer siya.
Taray, freelancer.
Wala siyang
contract.
Olivia de
Havilland is shaking.
Havilland talaga.
Teka, feeling ko daw siguro since we're already sa spoiler discussion, we have to talk about do you have issues with the film? If yes, ano yung mga issues niyo?
Ako yung final act na it becomes a big city-threatening thing again.
Oo. Gets.
Medyo out of place kasi small-time Batman film to supposedly eh. And then you have to end with that. Although fun na parang, wow, yay, more movie for me. Hindi pa tapos yung Pero it could have been something smaller siguro. Not necessarily spectacular.
Yeah.
Baka nagka-urge lang si Matt Reeves na parang gusto ko ulit ng may flair.
Actually, it makes sense, no? Parang
Diba, Tristan, may nabasa kasi ako about the Riddler na he had this kind of plot. Yung plot niyang ito, nagawa na niya before.
Sa Zero Year, sa comics ni Scott Snyder, may parang Flood the City plot siya. Pero gets kasi sabi ni DJ na parang, okay, parang out of the blue, biglang may bigger city-threatening plot. Kasi parang, oo nga naman, you could have ended the film na doon sa part na nahuli siya and then may confrontation sila sa asylum. Kasi tas parang biglang may last minute na hindi pa pala tapos. Parang but wait, there's more, diba? So gets ko siya sabi. And siguro tie to that rin, parang feel ko rin like how they built up yung parang the threat. So since full on spoilers tayo, like they built up na okay, ang madidiscover ni Batman is this like earth-shattering reveal. Tapos ang lalabas lang pala ay si Carmine Falcone is basically the kingpin. Parang siyang Marvel's kingpin na who controls the city. Na he's also basically the shadow mayor. Parang for me, it's not that big a threat. It's not that big a parang shocker na parang, di ba kasi they built up the whole film na parang even si Peter Sarsgaard, yung character niya. Si
Coulson ba yun?
Si DA Coulson, parang I'd rather die than than reveal this big conspiracy. Parang it's not as big as I thought it would be. Actually, as a comic book reader, I thought they would build towards the Court of Owls. I don't know if familiar kayo with the villains called the Court of Owls, na basically sila, underground society that's controlling interests. So may mga parang mga very eyes wide shut cabal of power or rich powerful people. So I thought they would build to that, pero
pasukin din sa QAnon thing ng
diba, deep state ganun. Pero I think it's still a possibility na bigla sila mag-swerve to that sa future. Kasi I think we've yet to see a live action take on that. Hindi, meron pa sa Gotham, pero who watches Gotham anyway, diba? So may live action takes na dun sa The Court of Owls.
Actually nga dun sa nabanggit mo, Tristan, I agree. Kasi parang naging predictable siya na si na yan, si
diba?
Falcone na yung talagang behind it.
Hindi siya surprising kasi suspect naman talaga.
Diba?
Sauce naman talaga siya.
Yun yung doon, pinaka parang
No, I like the idea na they try to make Thomas Wayne a corrupt being kasi parang, di ba, all the Batman films in the past, it's like Thomas Wayne, shining symbol of everything that is righteous with the world. Though parang ako, na parang na-chipan ako sa, okay, we're gonna make him a corrupt, pero we will not go full on. Parang sabi ni Alfred, hindi, he was a good man. Parang he just made the wrong choice. Parang ako, if you would parang be brave enough to start dismantling this symbol of righteousness, go full on na. Parang go all the way na. Parang make him a corrupt person and then like masha-shatter yung ni Batman. He'll get shattered even more.
Parang kasi naging siya, parang lesser evil yung pinaano sa kanya, dinipik dito sa
hindi, parang parang ito kasi siya parang unwillingly part of the conspiracy parang hindi niya gawin mo talagang full on corrupt na parang may pinapatay siya. Tumatakbo siyang mayor
Yes.
Pero imagine yung effect dun sa character niya, parang yun na nga lang yung anchor niya yung family legacy niya. And if you take that away, baka maging villain na talaga si Batman.
Pero what an interesting take, di ba?
True.
May sinabi si Sas kanina, nakalimutan ko
Ay, teka pala. Ay, speaking of yung sa parents, for me pala, sorry, ako din, naisip ko yun. Parang sabi ko, nung hinighlight yung sa parents na they might be this or that, parang wala, so kung emo ka, tapos hindi ka naman tabayarong billionaire, ano na, parang hindi na lang, yun na lang, just to add lang.
Medyo single-minded siya dito eh.
Oo. So parang, for me, parang paano mo ipa-follow yun na gano'n? Tapos pinang niya, yung follow-through niya was that si Carmine Falcon was this person, and then si Catwoman was this and that. So parang, okay, sige. Parang gano'n na lang ako. Yun, doon lang ako medyo okay, sige. Sige, sakin natin, parang gano'n. Pero pala, I forgot to add, since kanina we were talking about yung gadgets, we wanted to talk about the gadgets. Para sa akin, maganda yung pasok ng dito. Ng vroom vroom.
Ganda. Actually, ang ganda ng chase na yun, no? I think this might be one of the best chases put on the film. Yung nagkabulan sila ni Penguin na parang sobrang beast of
Yes, I agree.
Kasi, alam mo yun, he's the most down-to-earth Batman. Tapos bilang all of a sudden may vroom vroom pala siya talaga.
Actually, yung Batmobile niya hindi siya hindi siya mukhang yamanin na Batmobile, para siyang ginawa sa talyer.
Actually.
Pero yung exterior niya,
design.
yung exterior niya mukhang ginawa sa talyer, pero yung loob mukhang high-tech gano'n.
Yeah, kaya like makes sense. Parang very DIY Batman na parang hindi siya yung parang Nolan na parang military vehicle. Ito parang siya, muscle car na ginawa ng isang parang may maraming oras na guy.
Oo. Tsaka pati yung guys nag-fly siya guys, di ba?
Yes.
Nag-fly siya, sabi ko wow, magka-fly siya.
Para yung mga parang ginagawa dun sa yung street sa may yung street sa may QC na maraming paggawa ng sasakyan sa Banawe.
Banawe.
para siya makikita mo yung mga cars na ni-restore siya, ginagawang muscle car sa may Banawe.
Oo. Parang gusto yung mga parts niya. Tapos,
it makes sense, DIY.
Oo. Tapos yun nga, pati yung jacket ba niya yun? Ganon. Or parang suit niya na wingsuit.
Diba?
Baka dumiretso na siya ng Binondo tapos nagdivisoria siya. Doon sa kumukha na
Kasi diba si Batman ni Nolan, very high-tech. Meron siyang Lucius Fox na developer. Ito parang puro DIY. Even yung batsuit niya, diba yung Nolan Batman had yung parang electric cloth na parang nagiging rigid pag may current. Ito, this one parang lang parang siyang glider lang
Yes.
That's the most high-tech thing that he has is yung tapos pero pansin nyo, pati yung monitors parang wala na ba EHD yan?
Sa mga
wala na ba EHD?
DIY nga.
Pero at the same time, ito yung pinaka-bulletproof na Batman. Di ba?
Yes.
Sino ang
Kasi hindi sa latex. Parang yung latex sa ilalim.
Leather.
Nagka-leather.
Leather talaga. Kita mo yung stitching doon sa ilong niya. Kita mo yung stitches. Hindi siya At siya, nung nababaril siya, kita mo yung mga butas-butas. Diba? Like yung niya, diba sa dulo, yung parang arm niya. Parang butas-butas na yung, kasi hindi siya parang Kevlar, military grade.
Oo. Pero tas parang dito mo makikita na, bulletproof yun kasi. Dito lang bulletproof sa kanya.
Natama si DJ na parang ito yung parang Batman na hindi siya, ang nag-gulat ako kasi diba this is like a mentally unstable Batman na parang he's just there talaga, parang he gets off on beating people and and parang in a way self-punishment. So ito yung Batman na hindi umiilag sa mga bullets. Ito yung Batman na nagpapabaril lang, wala man lang effort to dodge. Parang
tapos Jean Bulag yung niya. Jean Bulag yung antidote niya.
Uy, Venom yun. Venom yun. That's alluding. Feeling ko, magkakaroon tayo ng bagong Bane in the future. That's like, yung green Venom ni...
So, galing sa Lazarus Pit pa to, gano'n.
I feel ko they'll do a more grounded take. I don't know kung anong gagawin na. Baka another form of adrenaline, performance enhancement drugs. I don't know.
So tawag dito? Ano ba iniinom ng mga
Steroids.
Yung, hindi,
Tongkatali.
Tongkatali.
Masyado pang pang thunders na talaga.
Di pa.
Cobra energy.
Cobra.
Diyos.
Saka ng Cobra energy.
Ayan,
flavor.
extra Jaws. Ganun. Extra Jaws. Ganyan. Pero ano na bang, total na bang ito yung chasing, no? Aminado na gustuhan ko yung chasing nun sa Dark Knight. Kasi talagang...
Habulin mo ako, ganun.
Oo, edge of your
Ito kasi,
seat.
Jim, may pagka-Dante speak pa eh. May pa-Dante speak effort pa siya, no?
Dante speak.
Dante Cove? Ano?
Ay, di basta yung sa fire scene, ganyan.
Bakit Dante Scope? Uy, gay.
Di ba Dante speak pa? Hindi
Gay
Dante
series yun.
Scope.
Uy, guys.
Ano, Jim? Dante Cove?
Gay series yun eh.
Di ba Dante
Okay.
speak yun? Basta
Yung Volcano.
parang...
Volcano is
Oo.
Dante speak.
Ano yung Dante
Oo.
Cove?
Gay series yun. Uy, guys. Ano,
Yun yung
if
ibang
I recall
pasabog.
correctly, that's the first gay series na may graphic na sexy nun before. The
Okay.
mid-2000s. Ganun. Dante Speak.
Ayun.
Pierce Brosnan pala. Really. Saka in fairness with Nolan kasi yung mga gadget parang Bond, di ba? James Bond dito talaga DIY.
Parang ano yung Wayne Industries eh. Ganun. Parang Stark Industries.
Ito Wayne Startup. Parang
Wayne's Factory.
Oo.
nasa QBO pa. Ini-incubate.
Oo.
Bootstrap.
Parang
Okay.
kulang na lang mag-ano na siya, magbi-video na siya ng ano niya, DIY gadget.
Hey, guys.
Paano
Mag-short tank pa lang siya.
This is
May
James
vlog.
Percent
Bond.
yun.
May vlog siya. Hindi, tas ano siya, di ba very emo nga siya. Hi, this is my backyard. Ganun pa siya, no?
gano'n, vlogger na
there,
vlogger.
ganun.
Yung
Tapos mag-drawing siya ng chalk. Mag-chalk din siya sa sahig. Gano'n, drawing niya. yung plotline ng unang episode niya ng vlog. So, my father's sins. So, may gadgetry. Gano'n. Ayun lang. So, anything else to add, guys, for your thoughts, spoilers that you'd like to share or discuss?
Yung Batman voice niya or lack thereof.
Feeling ko, mas okay naman yung kisa sa mas okay naman yung kisa sa
Christian Bale, for me. Oo. He actually tried daw.
It's not what I do. That finds me.
Sabi ni Baby Robert,
It's
tried
not what I
daw
am.
to change it to yung parang
But what I do.
whispered. Trinay
Mas
daw
okay
niya.
yun, parang deeper lang. I mean, mas subtle siya. Deeper voice lang. Hindi yung hindi pang
Hindi yung
parody
parang-
levels.
Tsaka tinanay na mag-whisper. Kasi
Where
parang
is he?
hindi naging okay. Diba?
Again, grounded pa rin, no? Parang... And yung fact na, ito yung di ba, parang the first time they acknowledged na may eyeshadow siya.
Oo.
It's called guy liner. Guy liner.
Kasi dati pag tanggal ng mask, ang linis na rin ng mukha. Pero,
Oh.
In fairness, oo nga. Oo. Kumbaga kailangan niya muna maghilamos. Di ba?
Well, dito nga di siya naghihilamos eh. Di ba? Kaya siya pinapalitan ni Alfred. Kasi
pinapa-shower siya.
Oo.
Pinapag-shower
Pinapalitan siya
siya.
maligo daw siya. Yeah.
May sisig na siya.
For spending so much time with Catwoman. Hindi, amoy whiskas. Sizzling whiskas.
Whiskas.
Cute! Kasi siguro yung mask niya, may reel siya no? IG reel.
IG.
So guys, this is how you do.
May din.
Today I'll show you how to.
Tapos may kasi sa mga nung pinupukpok yung kasi pinukunit yun.
Pinanggupit. Hindi pinangganoan. Pinang-something.
Kasi hiniram niya ng konti. Original music niya yung kay Giacchino. Yung ten, 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 ten.
Parang iba yun. Parang Star Wars yun.
Ay, sorry, Star Wars pala.
Parang Imperial March yun.
Copyright yun. Sorry, sobra-sobra sa Basta
siguro
yung niya,
siguro let's end with along nyo, where do you see the franchise or like wishes for where this will be headed. Kasi feeling ko definitely this will have a sequel kasi it's a big hit eh. It's like the biggest hit since 2019 daw eh. It's the second biggest hit after No Way Home since 2019.
Sa akin, I hope na meron siyang sequel. I'm looking forward to seeing how they would progress with the story. Kung maglalabas ka ba sila ng iba pang comic. Actually ako gusto ko magdagdag pa sila ng someone from the comics na hindi siya yung usual na pinapakita. Like maybe a more better version of Two-Face, ganyan, siguro.
Si Aaron Eckhart underrated, magaling si Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face.
Ayoko yung sa kanya dun. So yun, sana may improved version niya. Or maybe Poison Ivy. Tapos sino kaya akong pwede?
Ako feeling ko magkaka-Two-Face. I'll go next na kasi nagsalita na ako. Feeling ko magkaka-Two-Face kasi it plants a seed na si Gil Colson ay vacated the role. So definitely they have to elect a new district attorney. So papasok si Two-Face. So fan casting na lang sino ang magiging next Two-Face. And then I want to see the Court of Owls. Feeling ko they alluded to it. Or may chance pa na i-retcon na the conspiracy even bigger than Falcone. So, give us the Court of Owls. Sino pa ba pwede? Actually, dami nilang inallude eh. Si Hush, they alluded to Hush rin. Pero parang yung Hush, kinumbay na lang into the Riddler role eh. Pero yung parang, yung yung journalist na namatay. Ang last name niya, diba, was Elliot. Tapos meron pa nakalagay na big words na Hush. So it's also alluding to that. So let's see. But I definitely like this world that Matt Reeves is building. Para siyang it's closer to the Arkham games, and it's also para siyang it's a cross between Batman the animated series and the Arkham games. So interested ako to see where this goes. Sino magiging bagong Harley Quinn since
Ikaw na, Jim.
Ako, excited din ako because syempre may hint na agad na may sequel because may character na introduce sa huli, diba? So, just like Dune na may sequel diba? Ito na naman
what
po
if
tayo.
What if si Barry Keoghan rin ang nasa Dune?
Oh my gosh.
Or si Robert Pattinson. si Fade Rausa hindi pa casted So, who knows?
Nilubos na lahat. In fairness, ang galing nila pandemic, nakakagawa pa rin ng mga ganyang film. So yun, excited to see the sequel. Kung ano pa yung mga characters na lalabas, magkakaroon ba ng mga character developments ng mga other characters, ganun.
Ay, may isang fan casting. Gusto ko si Pedro Pascal. Kahit anong role. Si Pedro Pascal. Gusto ko sa The Batman. Kasi I'm thinking like, di ba ang Warner Brothers, mahilig rin mag-reuse ng cast members. Like, si Pedro Pascal ngayon nasa HBO na siya, di ba? May Last of Us siya upcoming. So it's not far off na. Kasi example, di ba si Robert Pattinson from Tenet, kinasya sa Batman. So
yes.
May Last of Us na ba? Hindi si
next
Nicolas
year
yung
pa.
kinuha nila.
Hindi. Pedro Pascal at si Gabriel Luna. Sila yung brothers.
Ako, I'm not wala mga expectations or wants in a sequel. I'll definitely watch. Other than siguro na sana hindi nila i-adjust na iklian kasi one common criticism na it's too long daw. For me, parang okay lang yan 3 hours. Parang let simmer. Okay yung burn niya. So,
Love Diaz daw next director. Love Diaz Batman. 6 hours.
Ay, sure.
8 hours. Tapos mahaba yung lakaran, gano'n. Love Diaz.
So,
habang pag-i-emote kinukuha ni Love Diaz si Batman, di ba? Gano'n.
si John Lithgow si Batman.
Okay. So, all right. Ayun. So whoever you are listening to us right now, do follow us on Spotify. Yes.
Yes.
May plug. May plug
And subscribe. Subscribe.
Like and
share the
subscribe.
podcast.
Yes. And we're also on Twitter, so you can share your thoughts about our episodes on Twitter. So at third WCC.
Yes.
And we'll be starting our OnlyFans account. So
Oh my gosh! I cannot just for fans and only fans.
yes.
Okay. Who will do the
Si Jim,
show?
si Jim yung si Jim yung
Go, Jim.
moderator doon.
I know, I cannot. Hindi po ako makinis. Parang yung iba na lang po, not me. I will just watch.
Ano ka? At least, grounded version. Yes, grounded version. Very natural, yeah. Sige. So, I
Sa mga
guess,
nakikinig sa amin, thank you for supporting us.
thank you for supporting and for listening to us.
Yes, thank you
You've
for
come this
listening.
far.
Thank you
So,
for your
do watch
patience.
The
Thank you for your
Batman
patience.
whenever you can. It's still showing. We do recommend it. Do we guys
Yeah.
recommend it? Yes.
Yes.
Ratings, joke. Ratings.
Ratings. Sa
Okay,
letterbox,
so-
4 over 5 siya sa akin. Alam mo na, sa letterbox.
Siguro ako rin 4. I'd give it a solid 4.
Ako, 5 as a moviegoer, not as a comic
Yes.
or animated fan. 5 over 5. I was highly entertained from start to finish.
Yes.
You, DJ, the Riddler. Si the Riddler.
The Riddler.
Riddle media. Wala it's good. Words yung yung ratings ko.
Mm-mm.
Very good. Yan. Ganun na lang.
Ito na si Kaka. Pupuka-buka ka.
Ayun lang, guys. So,
Batman.
thank you for listening to us and hope to see you soon in person. Bye.
Bye-bye. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.